let me know.
Yep.
Hey, we coming in live. This is your Thursday morning edition of the Voice of the People. This King Jab. I got some guests with me. Guess who I got with me today, man? Y'all ain't really no guests, but who ride with me this morning?
Well, as always, the voice of the people is gonna always have your brother, the intellectual gangster, brother Donnie the Professor, and we got the young phenom joining us. The young phenom. Announce yourself, Yassine the Dream.
Yep. I'm new to this. Like second show ever, and yeah, I'm using in the dream.
Yeah, and we throwing you right under the fire. That's how it's gonna go.
And I
Hey,
appreciate it.
so what we doing this morning for y'all? We bringing a high school football preview. We know everybody prepping up for the games Friday. I'm getting ready. I literally just got off a Zoom meeting for the parent volunteers. Um, Everybody prepping up, and I know I get on here and I holler about Lakewood all the time. So I'm gonna balance the field, man. I want to bring Lakewood's not only school in this community, and I understand that fully. So I'm bringing I want to add other people to the fold, man. And my brothers is here to do that. So I'm go, be speaking about the Spartans this morning. And Donnie, who you got, brother Donnie?
Oh man, listen, I got more perspective that I'm gonna pull from you from Brother King Jab, and I'm gonna pull from you from Brother Yassine the Dream, because what I really am interested in is the influence and the impact. First off, how did this feel for you when you were in their shoes? I know how it felt for me when I was in their shoes, and I can only imagine where you see this thing going in the future with name, image, and likeness arrangements, with individuals having to be schooled to the game, with individuals needing image consultation. Now is the time. We're seeing a product. We're seeing the athletic accumulation of everything that these young men are given. But very few people were out there on the field with us. So if you weren't out there on the field, you have a different perspective. I announce all the games for Boca City High School. In fact, I'm the voice of Boca City High School sports. So I go across the sports spectrum. I'm the one in the press box calling first and 10, calling the Pirates in the red zone. But the culture itself means so much. And the skills that Yassine the Dream is about to bring out and about to show the people is the talent assessment that was done. My perspective on this, more than anything, Brother King Jab and Yassine the Dream, is please explain to me the feeling. Brother King Jab, you know how I feel when you smell the grass? When,
Man,
when the
listen,
grass first get cut.
I really don't. I mean, I really, because I'm so involved, man. I probably got over the feeling part. I get the feeling part. I be out there. But I can tell you the feeling from when I was in high school was amazing. I think I did not play football in Florida. I played in California, but just the football atmosphere was not like Florida, but it was amazing. I can't
Mhm.
equate it to Florida, but it was great. But I mean, I enjoyed it. Me personally, I more was academic before athlete. I did pretty good on the field though. I did pretty good on the field. And my scholarship offers were thwarted by my inspirations to do other things. Uh, y'all see what you gonna add to that, my brother?
Well, if you can't tell from the frame, I've never played football a day in my life.
What that
However,
means? I don't think half the sports announcers have, and ESPN just fired all the football players and got a woman. So go
oh
ahead,
yeah,
my brother.
yeah. So I've always been like I'm like my mom. I've always been kind of a stats nerd,
Okay.
and like I I always look at the game. like that. Like at least the games that I do watch.
Statistically, I got you.
Yes, sir. So uh, when I heard that this was a topic that we're doing, I had like an entire sheet of stats for different prospects and stuff, like returning prospects coming up. So like I have that all written down and like completely flooded my notepad.
Hey man, so let me ask you a question. So have you scouted all teams, or have you just scouted teams in particular?
Pretty much every team within Pinellas County.
Oh man. So I love it. So let's do this here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every team in Pinellas County, right?
Mm-hmm.
I came in here to really focus on three, but let's expand a little bit. Let's go by positions. Okay.
My position.
Yeah. So
Right.
let's start with the most popular man. Quarterbacks. Who you see at quarterback?
Quarterback, I think like out of all the research I did, my favorite quarterback to actually my favorite quarterback going into this season, Jeremy Thomas out of Largo. If you
Okay.
look at his stuff from last year, I have it all written down. He had 1,500 passing yards on 231 attempts. He made 108 completions, so that's like what 60% completion rate.
Okay.
So like, and he only threw like 10 interceptions. So, yeah. So he's like what I call elite.
That's ooh. So I'm gonna add because I when I talked to my coaching staff, it wasn't mentioned. So Lakewood has a transfer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Name not included. So you know what that means.
Well, I can tell you from the Pirate side of the fence, we have a returning quarterback that's actually going to be under center. The Pirates had a senior last year who was amazing at playing quarterback, but the offensive changed because Coach Myron Dillard now is taking over the ship, and he's piloting the Pirate ship. So I believe that Kobe McClendon will be returning back under center to play, and no relation, but Kobe McClendon will be returning back to center to play. I had an opportunity to see him one time, but I saw him from the press box. But the excitement is growing. The excitement for Lakewood football is growing in the midst of a lot of the transition that happened at that school. It doesn't seem like the program was dented in it. Seeing in your scouting report, were you able to see anything from the Spartans that looked any different as far as their talent level? Because what I saw from an eye test, they look together, man. They look together.
With Lakewood, they're a consistently solid team. So I didn't
Lakewood young.
see like
Lakewood young.
Everything that I saw was from the seasons that everything I saw was from the players that had graduated. I didn't really get any info on like the new bloods. So I'm not. Lakewood was like the one school that I couldn't get a whole bunch of info on because they like to keep their stuff secret.
It was by design. It is by design. I mean, what about Gibbs? What's your stats on Gibbs quarterback? You know who was going under center for Gibbs?
I did until I had it up, but hold on, if I can pull it up real quick. Give me 1 second.
Because Coach Myers at Bogey, right, Brother Donnie?
Yeah.
He's at Gibbs.
Talking my head coach?
Yeah.
No, but Boga's head coach is Myron Dillard.
Okay, yes. So Gibbs got a new head coach. And Bogey got a new head coach also?
Boga City has a new head coach as well. Yep.
Oh, I like that, bro. It's important when it's important because the way it's set up now is for the playoffs. Mm-hmm. It's only Lakewood, Bogey, Gibbs.
Mm-hmm.
It's the winner out of those three teams that enters the playoffs from this division, St. Pete. So these three games are just as big as the rest of this power pack schedule that Lakewood got, man. That we gonna get to later. So running backs, man, listen, coming in at anonymous again. Oh, I can say we have three. We got two dogs and a possible. The running back field is gonna be strong. I don't think it was anticipated, but the way things worked out, I think the running back, I think they're gonna be all right. I think they're gonna be all right. what you see? I see. Who's your top returning running back that you like, man? Who you like?
I gotta go with.
County.
I went in my analysis. I went with Zuri Watson out of Northside Christian. Last year, like, cause first up, he's a freaking Swiss Army knife for Northside Christian. Back when they had Coach Allstott in them, he was the man. Like, he was the receiver, he could find him anywhere on the field. He was the receiver, he was the running back. Last year, he had 344 receiving yards and 832 rushing yards. So, like, you can find him everywhere.
Like, I think he had like Bill Belichick player right there, but that's one of Bill Belichick players right there.
Yeah, he had 6 rushing TDs and 5 receiving TDs.
All right, so King J, I got a question for you.
He's a threat anywhere.
For the team whom which we will not name, there was a player, and you were, I imagine, in California at the time. Okay. Number 33 named Roger Craig.
Okay.
And he changed the dynamics of the game, being a receiver out of the backfield for that team in the Bay Area, that other team in the Bay Area.
That is true. That is very much true.
Did you? Go ahead. No, break it down.
Go ahead, bro.
Well, no, I was going as a person who played football only in the state of Florida. I only know the Florida football game. The Florida football game kind of changed between the Jimmy Johnson era and the University of Miami to the speed era that came in the mid 90s with all of the flying dudes and the game, Danny Wolfer going 5 wide and the game spreading out and the fun and gun and Bobby Bowden switching to more of a shotgun, putting his guy in the shotgun instead of under center like Thad Busby. He started pulling them back. Chris Winkin started dropping the guys, dropping them back. But the California game always seemed to include the passing game for any eligible person to catch a pass.
Which was styled the West Coast offense.
Right.
Which was styled the West Coast offense. Bro, we ran when I was in high school very effectively a T-back offense, man. Wing T offense. We spread it out sometimes, but we actually had a running back, Gerald Henry, that ran for 3,000 yards in a season. Went to USC, they turned him into a cornerback. Never understood that. This boy was Tommy Frazier. He ran for 3,000 yards, man. He was toting that thing like but so to answer your question, the reason why the bottom line reason why there's a difference in the offense is really a difference in the athletes. The Florida athletes and athletes everywhere is kind of balancing out more because of Florida is losing the coaching. Our defensive coordinator last year had left and went to Georgia to coach because he got a paid job. He's getting paid almost $100,000 a year in housing to go to Georgia to coach. And the coaches that we can pay the stipend is probably $2,400. You know what I mean? So the coach is not getting paid to coach here. But the Florida athlete, with all biasness, is superior. We just happen to have the speed, agility, and the size. we have the speed, agility, and the size. When you go to Georgia, they get more of the size but they don't have the speed and agility. Texas, all speed. I mean, they all blazing. California, speed, and very good coaching. Believe it or not, very good high school level coaching. In California, so that's a additive to that. That's what I see. If that answer your question.
Okay. Yassine, what about you? What do you see in the difference in the athletes that come from Florida relative to the athletes in the rest of the nation?
Well, I mean, I gotta kind of go with Job, except like, agility and speed. That's all Florida, like that. Yeah, with Georgia and like the deep South, that's where you get the big cats. That's where you get the O linemen, D linemen. That's where you get. Yeah, I honestly think when it comes to like actually like more balance, I gotta give it to either, I don't know, like Texas is like more balanced, in my opinion. Like if you look at the people that come out of there, and like first off, Texas is also a quarterback state too. So that's where you get all your big name quarterbacks. And then in Cali in the West Coast, I think that's kind of where you get your like defense, like the people that like to D up, because like the 1v1s that be happening on beaches and stuff. So I guess I would say that's where you say that's where the defense come out.
I could agree with. Hey man, listen, I like that assessment because okay, it like that's the team I played for in California, named Junipero Serra Cavaliers. We actually, when they produced the list with all the high schools that put out the NFL players, was actually tied with Lakewood.
That's cool.
We during my 4 years there, man, we won 2 state titles. And when you talking about a defense, I think 3 people off our defense went to the league. One of the most notable was my partner, my strong safety, Sean Williams, played for the Giants. We ran that backfield. And we had a lot of Rashad Sheehy. Like throughout my high school career, like just my career, we had a lot of, and we played like the talent that we played was kind of it was like I can only equivalent it to Lakewood. The school that I went to was actually an all boys school, and we played high school. We had 200 boys in our school. We played full high school football teams with a 220 student body. We was ready. One of the most memorable moments I can say was that showed us when we was ready was we played the playoff. We played Lompoc, and on that Lompoc team was Napoleon Kaufman.
Come on
he
now.
was just big in high school as he was in the NFL.
Shout out to my Raiders.
As a free safety, I can say, and I ain't gonna drag this on too long. Yeah, Napoleon checked my gonads a couple times, bro. Coming up that middle of the year, I had to run into that brick wall. That's what it was. But yeah, it was we pulled it out, and it was all defense, man. I don't think nobody in the game scored 20 points.
Yeah, the speed in this area, man, has always been ridiculous. I didn't have an opportunity to play with. I was a lot younger than Warwick Dunn, but both of his brothers went to Temple Catholic. He has a set of twin brothers, and them dudes, man, you would have thought our whole defense was on skates. Yeah, we sat there and rolled around. We rolled around that thing like the field was made out of ice, man. Them dudes had more moves than F-Blacks, man. Them dudes was cold, bro. And their free safety, who did a shoestring tackle and kept me out of the end zone, Jab. None other than Channing Tatum, the actor.
Get them feet together.
Bro, he hit them feet together, man.
Yeah, all you gotta do is make that right foot hit that left foot. It go
Oh
fast.
man, bro, I was so upset. And then he go to the sideline, right? He popped his helmet, and all the girls said, "Oh!" I said, "I'm gonna let Magic Mike trade tackle me, man. What's up with that?"
That's crazy.
Wow.
You got shoestring
Yeah,
about
speaking
that
of speed, man. That's on our schedule. That last game, we got, I think, the number one team right now. I want to say they might be ranked number one right now. And that's Chaminade Madonna, and Chaminade right now boasting actually the top 2 receivers in the nation. They coming in with the top 2 receivers in the nation, so that's gonna be our warm up going into the playoffs, man. Actually, they're not number one, they're not number one. Chaminade is number 7. They number 3 in Florida. But they're boasting the top 2 receivers in the nation. And I want to shout out to the Lakewood High School, just the schedule, man, and Coach Moore. I want to give y'all the schedule because I don't know if you got the schedule of these other guys, but I do want to give them the schedule, man, so they'll know what we're going on. Because I showed it to you, brother Donnie. I don't know how you feel about it, but I think our schedule is pretty much man, it's kind of legendary this year. This is a legendary schedule.
It's intense. I have both Sega schedule, which we're gonna meet in the middle a couple times because it looks like it's gonna be some pretty good games across the city with Bogey Gibbs and Lakewood.
And Largo.
And Largo, indeed.
And Largo gonna raise a little hell this year now. So Lakewood schedule, man. Let's go. Let's run through this real quick. Okay. Lakewood schedule for all those who are interested. I should have put it on the screen, but I'm not technically ready. And on August 18th, at home against Palmetto, that's this weekend. That's Palmetto across the bridge. Manatee Palmetto. 8:25, we are away at Northeast. On 9/1, we play Miami Palmetto at Lakewood. 9/8, Miami Homestead in Miami. 9/14, Pinellas Park at Lakewood. 9/22, Miami Edison. Shout out to Uncle Lou. Go get that behind, boy. Miami Edison, 9/22. We at Lakewood. 9/29. I will be there to hear the voice of Brother Donnie at Boca CA. I might go sit in the press box, y'all. I don't know.
Man, come on, man. Let's do it. Man.
Let's go.
On 10/6, Miami Southridge at Lakewood. 10/13, Gibbs at Gibbs. 10/20, Largo at Largo. And 11/3, we'll be playing Chaminade Madonna at Lakewood. So yeah, that's a power pack schedule. My phone been ringing from all my homeboys in Miami. I've been talking trash all week long. Like I don't be trying to hear because I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna try to say this very humbly because I do have like these Miami teams. They don't want to play Lakewood because they're scared to lose against these boys. So for us to get this many teams on the schedule, and we've been trying to do this, like they can call it how they want to call it. They visibly have been ducking us. The other coach tell the other coach don't play them boys. And really, they really want to see us on film. They still won't play us early in the game, early in the season. We tried to get Miami Edison with Luke up here. We tried to do it at Raymond James, and they bucked. We tried to do it at Day Stadium. They bucked because they want to see us on film before they get on the field with us. So, yeah.
All right. So for your Boca Ciega Pirates, The pirate ship was going to take off this Friday, August 18th, at home versus the Palm Harbor University High School Hurricanes. So that's this Friday, August 18th, Palm Harbor. On August 25th, they have the Seminole Warhawks away. That's the at Seminole. On September 1st, away, they have the Pinellas Park Patriots. And then they have a murderer's row because on September 8th, they have an away game against the Largo Packers. They come back home on September 25th against the Eastlake Eagles.
Oh, God.
On Friday, September 22nd, they have another home game against those Vikings from Northeast High School. And on Friday, September 29th, that's the day they've heard about it. The Bogaciga Pirates take on the Spartans from Lakewood. It's going to be a battle between Charles Park and 54. They're going to throw down Roy. It's going to be the war in the corridor, baby. One side of 275 to the other. Gulfport versus Lakewood. So it's going to be a good one, man. I think it's going to be a barn burner. I don't see how they're going to have any seats left in the stands, man. Between both bands and both. Oh, man, it's going to be amazing. On Friday, October 6th, that's Bogaciga's homecoming. They have the Cougars from Countryside. They got Countryside Cougars. On Friday, October 20th, they have the Hollis Royals, which is kind of strange still a little bit to me because I don't understand. Oh, okay, I guess they had to change the name, but all that does is throw a little dirt on Dixie Hollins himself because Dixie Hollins himself was actually an anti-racist. He was the person that hired the first black principal in Pinellas County, and I guess the name Dixie just had to go because of the Black Lives Matter movement. But I guess that's a whole different thing. On October 27th, at home, they have the Gibbs High School Gladiators, the game that my wife, when she was in high school, asked her teammates to put me out of because, yeah, man, from the sideline, man.
Get him.
She didn't know me at the time, but boy, Jab, I had them jokers on skates, man. I was yoking them left and right, busting them up. So she said, "Can somebody please knock him out the game?" Man, that was
him.
Yeah. Now she got to rub them knees that she asked somebody to take out. That's calm. And on Friday, November 3rd, we have an away game against the Clearwater Tornadoes. That was the last game of last year. It'll be the last game of this year as well.
All right. What's up? See, you gonna give us Gibbs' schedule, man? Do you got it?
I can pull it up now. Give me 1 second.
All right. I do have I want to go over to the offensive line, man.
Yes, finally.
We got a lot of starters, returning starters on offensive line. My main man, Chuba, Alexander Chuba, my center that's coming back. Chuba held it down last year with Anthony Colandera, who is actually finished. He actually pushing for the starting position right now as a freshman at Virginia. I just dropped the article and they say Ant snapping on Coach. Don't be surprised if you don't see him on the field already. But yeah, shout out to Chuba. Offensive line, I think that's really one of the weaknesses of our entire city. Like when they say that Pinellas County hasn't won a state championship yet, and I think it all lies right there in the trenches, man, on offensive line. I just think it comes to a point that when the teams put the good line together, they don't have the other pieces together, so it's just kind of missing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I think we're going to be strong at offensive line. I'm excited about some new players I've seen on the field. I don't even know their name. These jokers big.
Yes, sir. You got any O-linemen that stand out?
Hold up 1 second, because I just
we're gonna get Gibbs' schedule first. You want to do Gibbs' schedule first?
Yeah, I already put up Gibbs' schedule. All right, so Gibbs started a little later this season. They start on the 25th of Friday on August 25th. They go up against Palmetto. Then next week, 9-1, it's a home game against St. Augustine. Then on the 8th, it's against Northeast at Gibbs. Then on the 15th, it's against Largo at Largo. 22nd against Pinellas Park at Pinellas Park. Then on October 6th, you got Hawthorne at Gibbs. The 13th, you got Lakewood at Gibbs. The 20th, October 20th, you got Lakewood Ranch at Lakewood Ranch. Then on the 27th, you got Bogie Siega at Bogie. Then the final game of the season will be November 3rd against St. Pete at St. Pete.
Hey, boy, they coach put the bye week in the front. That's an extra prep week. But I mean, I mean, it can be, you know what I mean? It can be taken as a negative, or it can be taken as an extra. It's actually an extra pad week. If you look at it for a new coach, you know what I mean? I kind of might have been a smart move, might have been a good strategic move. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you get film on everybody too.
Yeah,
I mean, you're not coming in dry. You got film on everybody in the county. So you know what I mean, you getting tendencies, and then you know what everybody does when they make mistakes, because they usually get mistakes the first week. So I mean, you know who to pick at.
Definitely. You see everybody's weaknesses. All right. See who you see for as offensive lineman out there, man.
For Gibbs, what school?
Any school. Any school. What offensive lineman in Pinellas County you particularly seeing stat wise that you think we should talk about?
You know, kind of want to say Zuri Watson again, but there wasn't a whole lot of bang when it came to O linemen, and because like a lot of the really good O linemen from last year, they were seniors, so they graduated. So it's a whole throughout the entire county, it's like a whole new roster for at least your linemen.
So you gonna say for the team that we have yet to mention as if they don't exist, St. Pete got all the O line.
They do. Yeah. I know. I told
them.
You got big CJ. I mean, you got some monsters coming in St. Pete, man. I know they were in my class, so I can definitely tell you, as a person who taught at St. Petersburg High School for a semester, St. Pete does, and Coach Gillum's really good at training O linemen.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right.
What
position you want to go to today? Man, go to receiver. What you talk about it? Who you got?
Yeah,
Spit something.
That's what I want to talk about, and for one reason specifically. I want to talk about this new transfer with the number 35 ranked receiver in the state of Florida. I want to talk about my boy Shamar Rigby out of Clearwater Central Catholic.
Let's talk about it.
Like I said before, last year he ranked number 35 throughout the entire state of Florida when it comes to receivers. Last year, when it comes to returning players, he led the league in receiving yards with 632. Led the league in receiving touchdowns for a returning player with 8 touchdowns, and for his average, 15 yards per catch. So he's a definite deep baller.
Shamar is
and he's already got like D1 offers.
Shamar can do what he want to do. Shamar is a very tough player. He has a very innate ability to go up in the air and high point the ball. For that, he's going to always be successful. I'm sad that we lost him because that schedule they got over there trash. that schedule trash, bro. And the competition you can't hide from competition. When you go to that next level, you cannot hide from the competition. So I'm sorry we lost him.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be great. we've been working on some stuff. I mean, I guess all disclosures. Shamar's my nephew. So we've been working on some stuff, man. He's been. Oh, should I say it? Or am I talking too much? I'm gonna say it.
No, go ahead.
I'm gonna say it because I'm gonna put it out there. Young man has been boxing, and if you understand boxing, you understand that gives you not only the ability to use your arms, but boxing gives you the ability to see a man's weight distribution better than almost any other sport. You know if he heavy on his right leg or if he heavy on his left leg. You know where you got to make that move at. You know how to make him cross his legs if you know good footwork. Boxing also teach you how to move backwards with the same speed that you move forward. And you don't necessarily have to do that from the athletic position. If you watch the greats, they can float back 1-2 steps and then accelerate forward real good. Roy Jones Jr. was amazing at doing that. So he's been working on boxing. Young man has been working on, and he's growing, he's mature because he's getting bigger. He's been surrounding himself with other positive athletes. And one of the best things about Shamar know how to sit his ass down. He ain't always got to be on the scene. He ain't always got to be in the mix. He ain't always got to. No, he know how to throw that hat on. Yeah, he know how to throw that hat on. Yeah, definitely, man. They do, man. They got the Newton crew. So they putting in work, man. They got the squad, but he's been working on a lot of subtleties like grip fighting for judo. I'm a judo player. I'm a jiu-jitsu and I'm a judo. And if you know how to grip fight, you know how to break jams. When somebody give you their hands, you know how to make their hands your hands. So I ain't gonna put too much out there. All I'm saying is that cross training, and you said this before, King Jab, cross training in sports is vital at that next level.
Okay. Any other receivers?
I think I
know you just come here with just you can't do one stat for receiver. Come on. I'm gonna shout out to who we got returning, man. Woody, man. I've been looking at Woody out there. And I actually got a sleeper that I can add on. I got a little cousin, man, that's over here from Sarasota.
Okay.
Peter, man.
What school?
We're in Lakewood, sir. Don't do that.
Oh, okay. Now I thought he was at Booker. I ain't know. Listen.
No. He's over here in Lakewood. Young classman, but look to see him on that field at receiver, man.
Right on.
Don't come over here. We going to Lakewood. You don't come over here and go nowhere else. Shout out to Booker T. Washington High School, man. I ain't never seen a 4x1 team run like that one we had to run against when I played. So, I ironically, Brother Donnie, that is where this all started from. I was living in California and my grandmother was sick. So I moved back from California to Sarasota. And I think it was my sophomore year in high school. I was going to Booker and I did their morning announcements. Okay. That's where I got my media. That's where I started media at, right there at Booker. I used to do their morning announcements, sports, all of that, man. That's where I started at high school, junior year, man. I never knew I was going to end up here, but that's really where it started at. So wide receiver. Where we at now? We're gonna skip defense. Over some crossing the line of scrimmage, man. Defense. Hey, man, I seen the tight end we had out there, man. Look like a baby Shaq, but let's keep going on. I was like, man, what? Defense, man. Whew. This where we looking really good at on defense, man. Definitely returning linebacker in the middle. What I think he getting in Hartwell. I'm like, I don't want to say the young man name wrong, but defense. Let's go with linebacker, man. Linebacker. Let's start in the middle. Who you like, Mr. C?
For linebacker. I kind of went a little bit home team, and I chose my boy Floyd J.J. Mercer.
Okay, who we play? Where that's at?
Last year, he was pretty electric. Last year, he had 22 solo tackles, 2 assisted tackles. He had 1 tackle for loss, and he had 2 sacks. But this year, because last year, he only played in how many games? He only played in 10 games. So this year, I think he's gonna play. I think he's gonna play the full season.
Okay.
So once he does, I think it's gonna be like that. I think he's gonna be elite this year.
All right. Yeah. That was not Hardwell. Willoughby. I'm sorry. I be having so many names in my head. We have a senior linebacker, Willoughby. Willoughby was a dog last year. I'm really looking for him to put his foot down and solidify that middle. Homeboy, you got a job ahead of you with this schedule, and if this young man does what he's supposed to do in that middle, he's going to stamp his ticket. He's going to stamp his ticket. And I'm looking forward to that. Linebacker. Let's go to the secondary, man. That's why. That's where I like to play at, man. I like to play back there and come up for the tackle. Hey, man, my insider gave me one for this because it's definitely insider. It's a 10th grader. Malik Harrell got a defensive back. From my source, say Malik is a great DB. He works really hard. He's a great student. He listens and asks questions. And he is the type of player that you want the coach he's the type of player that coaches want to coach. And my source say that he just put his head down and grind. Young man, 10th grade DB. These guys going to get great work. The whole precept of playing these tough schedule games is we never think we're going to lose. If it happens, it happens. But it's the competition that you play. Go back to last year's game, final game of the season for Lakewood. I think Shamar had 2 touchdowns against the number 1 team in the nation, if I'm not mistaken. So that's the type of things that are going to get you where you need to be, because I'm looking at this next class that just went in. Man, these guys are balling, man. TJ Tampa, man. TJ might be a first round draft pick, man.
In relation to the world famous Ray Temple.
That's his grandson. That's his grandson. TJ is, man, getting all the accolades. Right behind him, Terrell Crosby. Both of them, Iowa State got 2 Lakewood corners out there, D1, man. Both sides. You got Amari Niblack, man, at Alabama. Amari, number 84, has placed himself maybe Alabama's starting tight end right now, his sophomore year. So these guys are doing their thing, man, and that's the reason for the tough schedule. So reason why I'm even referring to the toughness of the schedule, because these defensive backs that Lakewood got, man, they gonna have their hands full this year.
Speaking of the Crimson Tide, King Jack, speaking of the Crimson Tide, man, first game of the season, make your way over. Season tickets are on sale now. They're $120. They started $125. Season tickets. Watch your local USF Bulls. You know I'm a homer. I got a ride for whoever cut the check. So as long as they cutting the check, that's my squad. Make sure that you can get over, man, and watch the USF Bulls and just support your local team, man. Football is here, and watch them beat the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Hey, man, why I gotta pay for some tickets, man? You supposed to have. That's when you're supposed to really have.
Yeah, but we on air, Jab. I can't
press box. Oh, never mind. You're right, King. All right, so who you see out there in that backfield? Y'all see? In the
I gotta go with I gotta go with Kavion Whitlock out of Lakewood. Last year he had I mean, he was the king of the backfield, at least for the Spartans. He had 25 solo tackles, 22 assisted tackles, and 4 tackles for loss. But he had two sacks and an interception. So, so he has the opportunity now to be in my opinion, I think he has the opportunity to be like the shutdown man.
So that's incredible that I added a Lakewood, you added a Lakewood, and I'm finna add another Lakewood because we also got Darian McNeil Jr., an athlete. Put him anywhere on the field, and I'm putting him in the secondary because he specifically is a threat to make that open field tackle. And if you know what that means, that's what's going to save us the game. This is what happens when we play those down south teams. It's all tackling. It's all tackling. You have to, that first person has to make the tackle. You have to wrap up. You have to make the tackle. So,
as the game changes, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, brother.
What I'm saying, as the game changes, man, that becomes more and more vital. Because when I was coming up, man, early 2000, late 90s, early 2000s, I mean, you could put quote unquote, they would tell you, put a hat on the man, on the man. Now the game has changed for safety purposes. Now you got to actually be an athlete. You got to be able to break down, lower your level, head on ball sides, get your hips through, and fully drive through a man and hold him. Like you got to hold him. As a lot goes into that, man.
And you got to do all this without leaving the crown with the crown of your head.
Yeah. So it changes a lot. So that definitely is vital.
Yeah, that makes it really tough on these secondary guys. And I think to go back to what we was discussing about the running back, I think that's why the shift has been towards them wanting to pay the secondary guys, because these guys have to come up full speed and tackle in a very unique and awkward way.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So yeah, that's kind of the cruise of that.
I recommend that they wrestle. I recommend that they learn how to wrestle. I recommend that they learn judo, and I recommend that they learn jiu-jitsu. It will help you a lot as far as getting a hold of somebody, being able to negotiate a person when they're moving and get that person to the ground.
Always cross-train your athletes.
Yeah.
A lot of people use basketball, but I actually like what you're saying is actually way more impactful for them going and doing another similar sport. You actually want to do the exact opposite, or specific to position specific.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do that. Position specific. Boxing for those running backs and wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
Cornerbacks, boxing.
Yes.
Cornerbacks, boxing.
Yes.
Yes. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
It's the cross train. I'm trying. My bad, y'all. This car keep riding by here. I don't know what's going on, but they'll be fine. Yeah, I'm straight, bro. So yeah, cross training your athlete is very important. In the off season, I see. I'm not a fan of the 7-on-7. I see a lot of soft tissue injuries, ankles, knees. I'm really not a fan. I think you should take that time and really focus on getting your 40 time up if that's one of the things you want to do. And like you said, boxing, wrestling, cross training, jiu-jitsu. If you're a wide receiver, know how to get. If you're a cornerback, know how to get your hands on somebody. You know what I mean? How to operate with one hand and leverage with one hand, because you don't really need two hands to get on a receiver if you know what you're doing.
That's the truth. Linemen need to play. In my opinion, linemen need to play lacrosse. They need to do something where they're running for 90 minutes and that they moving their hips. And lacrosse, you got to move your hips, man. It's a fight. It's literally a fight with sticks. You got to move your hips in lacrosse, and you can't be lazy. You got to run constantly. You run. I mean, Yeah,
I got a lacrosse player in the family. I got a young one out there play lacrosse, man. I'm trying to keep him in it too.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Pirate Lacrosse. Number 6, Sticks Ali. That's my baby boy.
Sticks.
The Dream's little brother. But yeah, well, he's not little, but he the younger brother. But yeah, man. So shout out to Pirate Lacrosse, man. You know that's how we do it.
Okay.
He
Now
done
let's
saved
go
the
to the let's go to the man. Let's go to the nitty gritty, man. The D line. Then we go do a full wrap up and get up out of here.
Yeah, see you hit safeties yet?
Yeah, that was I think Kavion, right?
Yeah, well, I think we did all the secondary together.
Yeah,
Okay,
that was
okay.
combining all the secondary.
Mm-hmm.
We gonna go D line.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Nice.
Let's go D line.
All right, hold on. Let me pull it up real quick because I figured y'all would ask. All right, so for my for D line, I got Rashad Hotwell out of Lakewood. Last year he had 9 solo tackles, 31 assists for a total of 40. He had 9 tackles for loss. Last year he had 3 sacks, 13 yards lost in total. Yeah, I just think like he can get past any O line.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen him not get past the O line. At least I haven't seen an O line that he can't get past.
Shout out to our D line coach too, man.
Oh yeah, he's one of the coldest D linemen I've seen come out of Florida.
Hartwell, I like that,
so.
man. Hey man, I'm not gonna take that for you. I actually I have an affinity for our D linemen, man. I think every year we have really somebody special in that middle, man. Shout out to our D lineman coach. Shout out to all our coaches. I'm trying to think of this man's name, but it don't matter. It don't matter. Yeah, I really want to see what we presenting on D line. We very deep in the rotation, man. We probably will be suiting up 130 players this year between varsity and JV. And we go get the cream out the crop. So just to wrap up our season, we really getting ready to go in. We trying to get over this hump. We trying to get over this hump and win this state title. I really think that it takes the support of all the schools, and I don't look over any of our other schools because it takes the competition within each other for us to get there. Lakewood playing all of these Miami teams says a lot. You know what I mean? We should be competitive. Once we're competitive like that amongst each other, the state championship will be there for one of us to grab. So you want to wrap up any your for the Pirates, brother Donnie? Or you because we gotta wrap it up, man. We got maybe about 2 more minutes on it.
It's a new day in Bogey Bay. Come on out, man, and support your Pirates. Make sure you're coming out. Make sure you're buying tickets. Make sure you're hitting the concession stand. We are going to have a party, man. Jab, I bought something, man, called the Press Box Party, bro. We jam pony in the press box. We got music spinning in the press box. We are throwing down in the press box. Our game ain't just a game. Our game is a whole Friday night party. Come jam with us, man.
Gulfport Block Party every Friday.
Gulfport Block Party.
Hey, man, our concession stand better than yours.
I'm gonna tell my wife because she work our concession stand.
Hey, man, listen. I run a tight ship over there, baby boy. Hey, man, I thank y'all for joining us, and we're excited about high school football. Please remember, all y'all out there, especially our parents, the name of it is student athlete. So although we love to see you out there performing, I need to see you perform academically before anything. I really don't care about nothing else. I want to see you perform academically before anything. Don't never let your child choose football over the academics. Anything you want to add? Hey man, this is the voice of the people. We out of here. We thank y'all for listening to us. We'll be back live in maybe about 2 weeks. We'll give y'all one more recorded show, and then I'm gonna come back live because I'm gonna do something very special. It's gonna be my 2-year anniversary, y'all. It's 2 years that I've been doing this, and it's 2 years that I've been with the 99.1 Jams family. And I thank and I appreciate everybody that brought me into this and the opportunity that I've been given. I appreciate my brothers for riding with me because they make it so much easier and they make me stay in they help me stay in it. So this King Jab, the voice of the people, and I got with me before we get up out of here.
Oh man, it's the intellectual gangster man, Brother Donnie, the professor, el profesor en la voz de Bogiseca football.
And as always, if your boy you seen dream, follow your boy at Instagram, your boy Raj.
Hey man, this is the voice of the people. We thank y'all for listening. We out.